Well, one of the most prominent figures in Green Bay history, with a bank and a street at least named after him, is getting a facelift, so to speak.
That's right. An art doctor is restoring a 120-year-old portrait of Rufus Kellogg. Fox 11's Robert Hornacek has more on the man and his portrait.
You may not recognize the man in this portrait, but you will no doubt recognize the legacy he left behind.
He was truly a captain of industry.
Rufus B. Kellogg lived in Green Bay in the late 19th century. He founded Kellogg National Bank, which would later become Associated Bank. He also started the Kellogg Library, which would eventually become the Brown County Library. For decades, this portrait of Kellogg collected dust at the library. Now, it's being restored.
This portrait of Mr. Kellogg represents someone who loved this community, who committed his life to the betterment of this community, and all of us, alive today, young and old, owe a debt of thanks to this man.
Tony Rager calls himself an art doctor.
When things get old, they fall apart, right? And it's my job to put them back together again.
Rager is spending the next month inside the Neville Public Museum cleaning the portrait.
You want to take off the dirt, but you don't want to take off the paint.
Rager is also smoothing out 75 areas using a hypodermic needle to inject adhesive between the layers of canvas.
There.
The portrait, which was painted in 1887, is owned by the Green Bay and De Pere Antiquarian Society. The group purchased it from the library 3 years ago with other historic artifacts.
We purchased the painting, we are conserving it, and we're going to hold it for future generations.
The Antiquarian Society would not say how much this restoration project is costing, but it will be paid for by Associated Bank. In fact, once the restoration of the portrait is complete, the painting will be loaned to Associated Bank and be put on display.
The Kellogg is going back to the bank where he originally hung.
If all goes according to plan, despite being more than 120 years old, the portrait will look good as new. In Green Bay, Robert Hornacek, Fox 11 News.
And the public is invited to observe and watch the restoration of the Kellogg portrait. People can stop by the Neville Public Museum weekdays between noon and 4 o'clock. I bet that would be pretty cool to check out.
Oh, preserving a little bit of history is always a cool thing.
Absolutely.